let's have a quick recap of what you have watched and what you have learned last Monday. So last Monday, you have discussed about Earth's materials and the processes on it. Okay, so the materials that have discussed here are the, okay, so the discuss about the rocks and minerals, which are rocks are formed from grains, and we have three kinds of rocks, which is the igneous, the sedimentary, and then the metamorphic rock. Okay, so the igneous rock have two kinds, which are the extrusive and intrusive igneous rock. The secondary rock is the sedimentary rocks, which have three types of grains. We have the coarse, medium, and then fine. And if you have three types of grains and you have also those, the three types of sedimentary rocks, which is the clastic, chemical, and then the biogenic. Okay, the clastic rocks are formed from clast, and the chemical sedimentary rocks are formed from the evaporation of water. And then the biogenic are, it contains fragments of fossils. The metamorphic rock, okay, this undergo, it metamorphose, it changes its appearance from igneous rocks. Okay, and then you have this contact metamorphism and then the regional metamorphism. Now, our lesson for this afternoon is this one about the processes that we have that is present nowadays here, no? Okay. So let us define first exogenic and then the endogenic and then the exogenic processes. Okay. What is the endogenic processes? Okay, the endogenic processes are the geological processes that occurs beneath the surface of the earth, and it is associated with energy originating in the interior of the solid of the earth. So beneath, nasa loob po siya nangyayari. Okay. The exogenic processes naman po, these are the processes that occurs in the surface due to influence of external forces, which is called the exogenic. Some examples of this is the weathering and mass wasting and then the eugenation, which are with the help of wind, river, glaciers, and then the groundwater, and also with the help of the gravity. No, the gravity itself. Okay, the gravity itself helps, no, or the gravity alone helps the processes, these kinds of processes. So one example of exogenic process is the rock cycle. I know you're familiar already with this because last Monday you watched a video and the process is being discussed to you. So in the the exogenic processes, you have the erosion, transportation, and then the deposition. Erosion, this is where the rocks are being broken. In transportation, there is the movement. Okay? So whether the rocks are being eroded, okay, kung na-erode na sila, okay, there are, okay, because broken na sila. Now, being eroded or transported in different place, or you have the movement. Okay? While there is a movement, there is a new location or they are deposited in new location where such in there will be magkakaroon na or magpo-form na ng new materials in there. Okay? In deposition, nga yung they are deposited in new location. And then the demographic agents that helps in this rock cycle are ice, wind, snow, water, and ice. And nga sabi ko sa inyo, even the gravity alone could be one of the factors in this cycle. So as you can see here, Yung katulad po ng it been shown to you last week na there is uplift. Now, if there is an uplift, no, yung mga materials that are yung nasa ilalim ay iniibabaw sila. No? Until they are okay, so until they are what? Formed another okay, until they are formed another material. Okay, so you have here. So yung intrusive mo at saka extrusive mo, nandiyan yan. Ang intrusive mo nandito yan sa loob sa iyong magma. Okay? So materials that are coming out from the volcano, idadaan na yan sa weathering, transportation, and then deposition. Okay, with the help of the ice, water, and snow, and the gravity. So magkakaroon ka ng liquefaction. Now, with that, it will be sedimentary rock will be deposited, and then the metamorphism, magkakaroon ka na. When there is metamorphism, kasusunod na ang metamorphic rock. Of course, when the magma cools, nagmelt na ang magma, it will be crystallized or it will be an extrusive igneous rock. So that is the exogenic process. What naman is endogenic? Okay, ang endogenic po are processes that are hypogenetic processes within the earth. Okay, uses the heat within the earth. Okay, unaffected by external processes. These kind of processes causes earthquake, metamorphism, volcanic activity, and formation of troughs and ocean. Okay, if we have earthquakes, okay, how do we define earthquakes? These are the form of wave motion. Okay. Okay. Form of wave motion that is transmitted through the surface of the earth. Okay, so ito na yung tectonic movements. It gives rise to the ocean mountains ridges called disurfism and as a result of building up. So merong nagbi-build ng up pag nagbi-build up kapag meron tayong tectonic movement. So yun sa tectonic movement, boys and girls, no, nagkakaroon ka ng because of this tectonic movement, no, like what I've discussed to you. Okay, the plates, no, yung plates, so because of the earthquake, nagkakaroon ng mga movements and new islands or new sabi nga naman parang pieces of the puzzle, no, naghihiwa-hiwalay sila. So this is causes nagkakaroon ng crust, another crust is being formed. Now another one is the volcanism. Okay, from the word itself, volcano, no, the matter is transported to the surface of the earth and then erupted. Then the magma matter effused to the surface and then it is now called extrusive. Okay. This is the formation of the crust. Okay, we have here the plate tectonics. Okay, naalala niyo po ba yung sa plate tectonics? Okay. So, in the plate tectonics, this is the movement of the movements of the continents. So, here, like what it says here, one of the evidence that was given by Wegener are the fossils of these land reptiles and then the fern. Diba? I know I discussed this to you already. No? This fern is found in Antarctica and also but they also found out the fossil of this in Australia, in India, in Africa, and in South America. Also with the fossils of the this land creature on South America. How? Now they were thinking, bakit meron sa Africa? And also with this land reptile, they found the fossil in India, but also they found also in Africa and in Antarctica. So paano nangyari yan? Now, if the plates are far away from each other. Okay. Now, if we have here the formation, this naman the deformation. Okay. This is a result of strong force enough to move ocean sediments thousands of meters above sea levels. When there is a changes, boys and girls, okay, there is also, when there is a movement, I mean, there will be a change in volume or in shape. So you have these three changes there or movements: the horizontal compressional, and then the horizontal tensional, and then the shear stress. Okay, in the compression, it caused the rock bodies to shorten horizontally and thicken vertically because the movement is coming from the same direction. So the cross is being compressed not horizontally but vertically. Now, here naman, the movement here is coming from different two direction. Okay, so parang naghihilahan sila, nagtatag of war ang direction. Okay, that's why it's not vertically the tension or the movement, it's horizontally. Now, here naman is yung shear stress. The shear stress, as you can see, again, it's coming from two different direction. Okay, so may movement talaga dito that it causes fault, caused by internal stress in the rock that causes fracture. So if you are kung kayo po ay naaalala nyo yung pong balita, no? Ang tawag dito? Yung balita, yung fault line. Yan, laging hinahanap yung fault line. So, doon yung may pinakamalaki. Kaya nagkaroon ng fault doon o ng ng fracture doon or ng butas doon because nandoon yung pinakamalakas na force, no? Na energy, no? Nandoon yun. Okay, so we have now the bend of the rock and response of the comprehensive forces. That's the fold. Kasi nga merong mga movements na nangyayari doon. Okay. Now, with this movement, okay, with this movement, so with this movement, we have what we call the polarity. Okay, so we have the magnetic polarity. Naalala nyo ba in what part of the Earth merong magnetic field? Boys and girls, based on our topic last discussion, nasaan po ang magnetic field natin? Yes, saan yon? Sa? Yes,
North Pole.
Hindi po. Tama si. Ang sabi mo kanina nasa gitna.
North Pole po. Sa North Pole po.
Hindi sa North Pole. Okay, sinabi mong nasa gitna kanina.
Nasa gitna po yan eh.
Nga, saan yung gitna na yon? May sumagot na sa chat. Yes. Diyan na sa chat box yung sagot.
Ma'am, Earth's outer core.
Yes, very good. Ay, no? Okay, so the magnetic field is in the Earth's core. So nandoon po yan sa core, no, ng ating mundo. Nandoon yung ating magnetic field. And we have that polarity. Okay, nire-recall sa inyo ni ma'am kasi magkaka-connect tayo, boys and girls. Yung topic natin, may connection sa bawat isa yan. Okay? Okay, so we have you can see here, meron tayo ditong illustration. Okay? This one, it means normal magnetic polarity. And the white one is the reverse polarity. Okay, how do we analyze this illustration? Dito tayo. The normal polarity is from south pole to north pole. The reverse polarity is from north to south pole. Okay, we are going to use this legend. So, punta tayo sa normal polarity. So, as you can see, eto po siya, di ba? From the magma chamber, going there, from letter A. Okay, so, the polarity here is from normal, the polarity from south pole to north pole, from C to A, the polarity, magnetic polarity is normal. While the reverse is from south pole going there, as you can see as the ito yung legend says, no? From A to C, that's the reverse magnetic polarity. Ma'am, why are we talking the polarity? Because the polarity is the key indicators of seafloor spreading. The seafloor spreading moves away from the ridges. Kasi ito na yung susunod nun. Okay? The seafloor spreading. This is explained, okay, why is there a continental drift theory? Paano nag-come up isa din sa continental drift theory? Because of this one. Okay. Punta ulit tayo dito sa may illustration. Para may imagine natin paano nagkakaroon din ng movement. Okay, paano lumalawak ang ating seafloor. Because there is a magma chamber. If there's a magma chamber under, okay, under the sea, syempre meron po yung opening. Okay, in the opening, there is, pag po yan ay nagkaroon tayo ng magma flow, since there is an older crust here, okay, at merong newer crust, syempre, maitutulak ng newer crust yung pong ating older crust. Okay, collision, nagkakaroon po ng collision. Okay, so, the newer crust will push now the older crust. And then the older crust will push the continental crust. So, magkakaroon ka ng tension movement. Naalala niyo yung tension movement kanina? This one. No? The rocks and bodies lengthen horizontally, and thin vertically. So, ito na yung nangyayari. Nagkakaroon po ng tension movement. Okay? And the tensional stress causes fracture in the lithosphere. Okay, the basaltic magma rises up from the fracture and pools on the seafloor, causing formation of the new seafloor. Of course, siyempre dumadami. Okay, yung newer crust mo habang naglalabas na ng molten materials, dumadami ngayon yung mga older crust mo. Dumadagdag yan dito sa iyong continental, dito sa iyong sa mga malalaki muna na formation ng crust, no? So kung napupush yan, yung nado sa ibabaw, okay? So lumalawak ngayon ang iyong seafloor. That's why there is the continental drift theory that the plates are moving. Okay. So because there are seafloor spreading, okay, the seafloor is spreading. Of course, there are also what we call the ocean basin evolution. And then the evolution is go something here. Here are the stages. Yeah, the embryonic, the juvenile, the mature, the declining, the terminal, and suturing or relic scar. Eto na tayo ngayon. Okay. So, in the embryonic stage, the movement here, the motion here is uplift. Okay. So, itinataas. The materials are inside are being uplift. Okay. So, we have na an idea of the word uplift po, ha? Okay. Okay. In the embryonic stage, since the movement are being uplift, okay, the complex system of the linear deep valleys on continent, okay. Best examples of this is the East African Rift Valley, okay. Okay. So, after the embryonic, you have now the juvenile. In the juvenile, this is divergence or spreading. Tignan nyo, meron po yung ano to, yung pong spreading. Tension. Ayan. So, may tension. Ang movement po here is the tension. Okay? Because, parang sabi niya, nakita ko na yan kanina. Opo. Yan po yung nangyayari doon. No, sa may seafloor po natin. Nagkakaroon po ng tension daan kasi nga meron kang materials here. Okay? The narrow seas with matching coast. Narrow seas and then the coast here. And one of the best examples of this is the Red Sea. After the juvenile, you have the mature. Mature naman, only one direction ka lang. Okay? Divergence, but it's still spreading. Okay, the ocean basin with continental margins. And the best example is the Atlantic and Arctic Ocean. Next is the declining. Declining is the divergence or spreading divergence again. Okay, yung sinabi ko, basin with continental margins. Next is the declining. Declining now, ano nga ito kanina? Compression, no? This is subduction. There are movements coming from different two directions and island arcs and trenches around the basins. This is what happened on this process. The example of this is Pacific Ocean. Now you have the terminal. Terminal naman is collision and uplift. So there is a movement between two directions, and because of this, there's being uplift or the materials that are coming out there. Okay. What happened? Narrow, irregular seas with young mountains are being uplifted kasi nga may uplift ka doon. And example is the Mediterranean Sea. Now, this is now convergence. What happened in convergence? So, in saturing. In saturing, you have convergence and then uplift. So, meron kang movement in the same direction, and because of that, nagkakaroon ka ng young mountain. So, young to mature mountain belts. Ito yan. So, ito yung ating mga mature na, and because there is uplift, you are going to have So, this is now the Wilson cycle or wherein the plate tectonics processes to show development and creation of the ocean sea floor and ocean basin. Okay. Because of this, okay, there are kinds of rocks. New formation of rocks are being formed. And one of which is the stratified rocks. Okay, stratification plains. Okay, result from changes in composition or texture of the rocks during deposition. Okay, this one is a kind of sedimentary rock, boys and girls. Opo, ang stratified rocks ay example of sedimentary rock. Okay, as you recall, sabi nga ni ma'am, kung gaano kapula ang lupa, ganun kataas ang iron content niya. So this one is red to brown, meaning the iron content of this rock is very high. Okay? And a lot of history. Because sabi ko nga, diba, on our definition, that there are fossils, the twigs, okay, and of the animals are found. No, napaka-importante sa mga geologists noon because they can record Okay, what happened no before the era na meron pang tao. Okay? Now, this is the geological time scale. So kung meron ka nito, makahanap mo yung mga geological, yung mga artifacts, not just the artifacts but also the fossils. Okay. Ito po yan. How do we define geological time scale? Okay, the geological time scale is a system of chronological dating that classifies geological strata in time. It is used by geologists, paleontologists, or other earth scientists to describe the timing and relationship of events in geological history. Okay, what do you mean by geological time scale? It is the calendar of events in Earth history, and it's subdivided in old time into name, units, and abstract, called descending order of duration, eons, eras, and periods. Okay, so that is the geological time scale. Okay, so with that, you have here 3 eras. Okay, we have 3 eras. We have the Paleozoic, the Mesozoic, and the Cenozoic. Ito po yun. How are we going to see what do you mean by the Cenozoic? The Cenozoic era, but before we go on the Cenozoic, huwag muna tayo sa taas, muna tayo sa baba. Okay, the Paleozoic. The Paleozoic, this is where in the major interval of geological time. Okay, this is the diversification of marine animals. So marine animals po ang meron dyan. Next one naman is the Mesozoic. The Mesozoic called the age of reptiles. Okay, take note of that. The age of the reptiles and the age of conifers is the second to last era of Earth's geological history. Okay, and then the last one is the Cenozoic era. The Cenozoic, this is a third major era wherein the continents assume their modern configuration of geographic position, and during in Earth's flora and fauna evolved towards those of present. So, Earth's flora and fauna. Flora, okay, this is the plants. Yung fauna, the animals. So, nandito ngayon tayo sa Cenozoic. Okay, we are now in the Cenozoic era, which is okay, so the Cenozoic era is that meron po yang nandito ngayon tayo in the modern age where there are na mga new versions or new versions of what ngayon sa modern world na po natin. Yan.